Welcome to the news on the hours, brought to you from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN Television. I am Rachel Egbunu. Nigerians, most especially Christians, have been urged to be grateful to God, no matter the situation facing the country or what they are going through. This call was made by the Vicar of All Saints Anglican Church, Wuse, Zone 5, the Venerable Ernest Onoha, during his sermon at the 2019 harvest of the Chapel of the Advent Primate's Office with the theme The Grateful Heart, held at the Chapel of the Resurrection, Abuja. According to the cleric, Christians should imbibe the heart of gratefulness no matter the challenges facing them.
Should be challenged and should not be careless about our thankfulness unto God. He has given us the privilege. He has given us the permission to do so. More so, today we are doing the season harvest in the Chapel of Advent here in Abuja. If we know what God has done for us, what He is doing, and what He will yet do, in fact, this harvest is one that will make us to burst into praises unto His name. And we are not going to have any reservation for that matter. Unfortunately, sometimes our people only concentrate on litanies of woes, unemployment, insecurity, Boko Haram, herdsmen, and the hospitals are not functioning, the road. Every time, the more we concentrate on these things, we tend to neglect the goodness of God in our lives.
It was a time of singing, dancing and rejoicing as the chapel choir led the congregation into singing, as they all poured out their hearts to God in gratitude for sustenance, provision, protection for the past 10 months of the year. The people also came out in groups thanking God as the clergy in Abuja, the primate episcopal workers, the chapel choir as well as staffers of ACNN all came out in their numbers to thank God. The harvest cake was also cut by the primate, joined with the newly consecrated diocesan bishop of the Diocese of Oke-Osun, the Right Reverend Folusho Taiwo, the General Secretary of the Church of Nigeria, among others.
Yes! Somebody shout, Jesus!
The essence of light is to shine and dispel darkness. Men ought to be Christ-centered and be distinguished as light. The charge was made as the President, Mothers Union and Women's Guild for the Diocese of Abuja Anglican Communion, Mrs. Nkasiobi Oko, led the entire women to the 20th Annual Diocesan Women Conference. The guest preacher for the opening service of the conference, the Venerable Ephraim Akanya, who is also the Diocesan Women Chaplain, urged women to expose darkness with their light and be exemplary to the unbelievers.
The essence of light that you are, brethren, is to shine so that darkness can be exposed. The expectation of our Lord Jesus Christ on every child of God is to represent Him very well, that is to be exemplary. That the believer will serve as a practical example to unbelievers in all ramifications. True Christians were known and identified in these three ways. Their appearance, number one. Number two, their way of life, that is their conduct. Number three, their actions and inactions.
The Venerable also read the message of the primate and Bishop of Abuja to the women.
Effort should be made to reflect the life of Christ in the following ways and places: the home, in politics, in the church, in our colleges and universities, and marketplaces. This is actually the meaning of born again in this circumstance. He said, "The Lord be with you."
Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has been nominated by the African Union to lead the continental body's election observation mission to Mozambique's scheduled October 15 general elections. Jonathan's spokesman Ikechukwu Eze said in a statement that his principal, while there in Maputo, capital of Mozambique, will be overseeing the deployment of the mission's 40-member team of observers to different parts of the country. In a letter of invitation signed by the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Mahamat, the AU described Jonathan as a man who is deeply committed to peace and democracy on the continent. The Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, has decried the alarming rate of inequalities in the country. According to him, the inequalities in the society have caused so much hardship, with the poor paying the ultimate sacrifice. The traditional ruler made the submission as he gave an emotional address at a United Nations meeting to reach sustainable development goals in Lagos. He sobbed as he narrated an unfortunate situation where a mother could not save her sick child, despite being close to getting help.
I was sitting receiving these reports, and there were all these women who were waiting, and I heard a very loud scream. So I asked them to go and check, and the person who checked came back with tears in his eyes. And what had happened? A woman who had just walked across, there's a children's hospital about 200 meters away from the palace, just across. And her child was sick, and she had come to ask for money to go and buy the drugs. And while she was waiting for her turn to ask for support, the baby died in her arms. And how much was this? It was less than $5. This is what happens every day in this country. Children die because their parents cannot afford $5. That a mother will watch her child die because she does not have $5.
The federal government, through its Attorney General Abubakar Malami, says it is determined to recover over $62 billion from multinational oil companies for underpayments to the country since 1998 under the country's joint operating agreement. Nigeria is authorized to preview the existing profit-sharing formula with its partners once crude oil prices at the international oil market rise above $20 per barrel. But the Minister of Justice, Mr. Malami, was quoted to have said that Nigeria was unable to enforce the law since October 1998, when oil prices rose above the agreed threshold. The 6 international oil companies are currently having joint operating agreements with the NNPC on behalf of the Nigerian government. They include Shell Petroleum Development Company, Mobil Producing Nigeria Unlimited, Chevron Nigeria Limited, Nigeria Agib Oil Company, Total Elf Nigeria, and Pan Ocean Oil Company. The First Lady, Aisha Buhari, has called for urgent action to protect the girl child from abuses. Aisha Buhari, in a tweet to commemorate the International Day of Girl Child, stressed the need for parents to protect their children from all forms of violence and abuse. She expressed appreciation on the progress made on the advocacy by women groups on the need to protect their folks against any form of gender-based violence. Newsmen report that the day, which was declared by the United Nations, was first celebrated on October 11, 2012. The observation supports more opportunity for girls and increases awareness of gender inequality faced by girls worldwide based upon their gender. News on the hour will be back after this short break. Please stay tuned.
Getting the best hospitality and affordable luxury is what we guarantee at our guest houses right in the heart of Abuja. decent guest houses that offers surpassing services such as 24-hour room service, constant power supply, decent non-smoking environment, parking lot, laundry service, multi-purpose hall, minimart, restaurant services, spacious room at affordable rate. For reservation, book online at www.anglicanguesthousesabuja.com or locate us at All Saints Guest House, 29 Tamale Street, Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. Telephone 0806 699 5823 or 0805 285 5092 or Church Guest House, 24 Douala Street, Wuse Zone 5, Abuja. Telephone 0816 860 7024 or 0805 677 3815.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. And to be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. And now to international news. In the Anglican Diocese of the Trinity, Adot, USA, a service of thanksgiving was held in the Anglican Church of Transformation on Mays Landing, New Jersey, for the consecration of the Right Reverend Dr. Austin Onuigbe as Suffragan Bishop in the Church of Nigeria for Adult Region 4. The Eucharistic Thanksgiving service, which had in attendance bishops and wives, clergy, laity, and special guests, featured the celebration and official inauguration of Region 4 as one of the 4 regions in the diocese. In his sermon, the diocesan bishop, the Right Reverend Amos Fagbemiye, urged Christians to be diligent and faithful in the proclamation of Jesus Christ as the Son of God, adding that, like Peter, people of God should strive to become rocks on which the Church of God will be established. The bishop prayed for the new suffragan bishop as he begins his episcopal journey of mission, evangelism, and church planting. The Adult Region 4 consists of Anglican churches in the diocese located in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. A South Africa court has ruled that scandal-plagued former President Jacob Zuma will face a corruption trial, dismissing his application for a permanent stay of persecution. Zuma, who is accused of taking bribes from French defense company Thales in the 1990s, sought to have the case permanently dropped in March this year on the grounds that it was politically motivated. But the trial is expected to begin on Tuesday after High Court Judge Willie Seriti ruled that Zuma's application for the permanent stay is dismissed with costs. Casualties are increasing as Turkey presses on with its cross-border offensive on Kurdish held area of northern Syria. At least 11 civilians have died and dozens of fighters from the Kurdish-led SDF and pro-Turkish factions have been killed, saying the first death of a Turkish soldier was confirmed by Turkish military. Tens of thousands of people have fled their homes amid growing international criticism of the offensive. Turkey moved into northern Syria on Wednesday after the U.S. President Donald Trump pulled American troops out of the area. Analysts say the U.S. withdrawal effectively gave Turkey the green light to begin its cross-border assault. And now to sports stories. Uganda FA FUFA President Moses Mogagu has been suspended from all football-related activity for 2 months and fined $10,000 by FIFA for his role in the resale of World Cup tickets. The FUFA president, Mr. Magogo, who had taken charge of Ugandan football just a year earlier, was sanctioned by FIFA for reselling tickets relating to the 2014 World Cup. FIFA said Mr. Magogo had entered into a plea bargain with the organization. While the investigation was ongoing, Mr. Magogo was allowed to contest Confederation of African Football elections, gaining a place on the body's executive committee in July. He will serve his suspension until 10th December 2019. Nigeria's assistant coach, Kennedy Boboye, is unimpressed by the team's performance at the 2019 West African Football Union Cup of Nations and admitted it as a failure. The Super Eagles did not win a game in Senegal before they were knocked out of the biennial competition after defeats to Togo and Cape Verde. The early exit came as a disappointment for Nigeria, who were finalists in the 2017 edition in Ghana. Boboye described the country's outing in tears as awful, and he cited various reasons for the underwhelming display. A 2-1 loss to Togo in their opening fixture condemned Nigeria to the quarterfinal of the plate competition. However, they were stunned by Cape Verde, who held them to a 1-1 draw at the end of regulation time and later came out victorious with a 3-2 win via penalty shootout. And that's it on the news on the hour. Thanks for watching. I am Rachel Ibunu.